So here's the insanity of this island. I was just looking for someone to film me for a video, and in my head I'm thinking, where can I find someone that also knows how to film and would want to exchange something? Just
5 minutes ago, I'm walking down and I'm thinking of you, wondering, maybe I could borrow his camera to do some shooting on the island. And its magic is real. It's the synchronicities of 𝕨𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗.
yeah.
Oh, maybe I should not say, because we have to be... It's a very sacred place, so we have to say, we cannot tell
because
everyone.
of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on an island, we are on an island shaped in the form of an infinity symbol, so it's an energetic vortex.
Hello everyone, this is Dor. I'm here in Nicaragua on 𝕨𝕗𝕗𝕗 Island, and I'm here to talk to you today about different kind of skills that you can take as a space holder to your spaces. So for me, it's really about my journey as developing as a space holder. I didn't know that I'm going to be a space holder. You know, all my life there was this kind of calling for me in the way I talk to people, in the way I listen to people, and what I did with my friend, the way I acted with my friend. And maybe you're like this. Maybe you have this space holder inside of you, or a coach inside of you, and what I wanted to do in this video is to invoke that. To invoke this part of you by giving you some possibilities, some skills that you can use as a space holder. So let's start.
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah, ¿y tú?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Alan is a great guy that I met here, and he's yeah, you probably want to come to 𝕨𝕗𝕗𝕗 and meet this guy. He's really good guy.
And a great space holder, right? Speaking about space holders.
Yeah, I keep telling Alan that he needs to be a coach, a space holder, because he has this in him.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, you have that energy. The way you talk to people, the way you show up in the world, it's like, I feel that.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we just caught you by surprise. Sorry for
Okay, don't worry.
for landing
Bye.
on you
Ciao.
with the camera.
Ciao.
It's nice to walk here, huh?
Thank you for checking. How did you experience your skills as space holding?
So the first legend comes to mind with my first client. So I did self-development for 3 years back then. It was during university and after university. And I already got into self-development and I learned all these things. So I could already have value to offer to people. And like every beginner space holder or every beginner coach, I didn't really know. I didn't really know I can do that. I didn't really think I had anything to offer to someone. But my friend back then did saw me, and it was a friend that he was a social worker. He worked a lot with people. So he's like, Dor, you need to be a coach. And I was like, no, I cannot do it. Yeah, I'm not ready. It's not gonna happen. What do I say to people? Who am I to even do it? You know, all that stuff. And he told me, no, you need to work with some people. And then in a certain time, he had a client. There was a student, and the student, he could not be a mentor for him anymore, for the student. So he was mentoring him through the university, and like we all graduated, he couldn't be a mentor for him anymore, for this guy. And this guy didn't have a social worker, anyone, and this guy really, like, he had a really hard past, a hard stuff that brought him there. And he was like, and my friend was like, take this guy, be a coach for him, be his mentor. And I was like, no, what would I do with him? I don't even know. And he's like, don't worry about it, just start. And that's what I did. I just jumped into the water. The first time I started coaching, I got this guy, I met with him, I sat with him together, and I started to see what I can do for him. And that's really the first thing as a space holder, as a coach, that you can do, is just be, what can I do for you? It's like the first question after, like, how was it for you to get here and stuff, just like, what can I do for you? And that's really the first tool that I want to present to you, and that's how I started. We're just meeting with someone that needed me. And back then, like, this guy, I remember, he got so much value out of our little coaching together. Later, he was really shy, he was depressed, it was hard for him to speak with people. Later, he went on traveling in South America, which a lot of our coaching was how can he get along traveling. So later, this guy went to South America and he sending me text message. Yeah, I met all these people. I'm so happy about this adventure. So yeah, so the first legend is really about this. Just start. Just jump into the water. Get your first client, even if it's for free. Get a friend. Get someone to space hold for, and just start, because you have so much to offer. So the second skill that I want to talk to you about as a space holder, and for me this is the most crucial for my spaces, is to bring feelings and emotions into your spaces. So a lot of the work that I'm doing with possibility management and in the workshop that I hold space for are about having a new map of feelings, where feelings are okay. Even anger, sadness, fear, joy, they're not bad, or they're not something that is not useful, that you need to rescue your clients from feeling. So a lot of the context that people in modern culture work with as coaches is to try to rescue people from feeling sad or feeling their anger, and try to make people happy. So happiness is here, everything else is here, and they try to chase after the joy. How would you reach your happiness? If you have more money, if you have more social skills or whatever. So we kind of shifted the context about that. So it's really about going into your feelings. So anger is welcome, sadness is welcome, fear is welcome, joy is welcome. In spaces, when I say joy is welcome, it's not a goal to achieve. You actually have joy all the time. So this skill is about bringing that into the spaces. And the practice that I want to give you as an experiment to do in your spaces, if you don't have spaces yet, just do it with your friends over dinner or over conversation. Just ask someone, how do you feel right now? And then whatever the answer, try to ask them, it's like, what feeling is that? Are you sad about something? Is that anger? Is that joy? Is that fear? Or you can ask them, what do you feel joy about? What do you feel fear about? So while you're asking this question, you're invoking feelings into the space. Now this space becomes safe, that it's safe to feel. Another thing you can do is you can admit to yourself what you feel. It's like, hey, I feel joy about this meeting. Share that with your client, or say, hey, I have anger that we didn't start on time. Or I feel sad that I want to connect with you more, but you're keeping it in a superficial level. Or I have fear that I don't know if you're really radically responsible enough for these next 6 weeks of working together. Or as a space holder, you can start with, like, I have fear to hold this space. That's usually how I start my spaces. I say, I have fear to hold these spaces because there was a lot of chaos in the beginning, because some of you were late, like that. So you use your feeling into the space, and then you create a space where feelings are okay, feelings are allowed in the space. So that's the second tool that I encourage you to adopt in your space.
Moving dance.
Moving dancing. Oh, so good. Oh, is it dancing, moving through the
4 elements. Second guy.
I'm here with Marina Salonga, and we're gonna speak about one of the tools that you can be as a space holder, you can grab as a space holder. Hello, Marina. Like, can you share a little bit about this? What do you do with your clients? What do you do when you work?
Yeah, so I do mostly one-on-one sessions, body work, energy work, past life regressions. I also do group therapeutic work, somatic and like moving meditations, which I'm doing here tomorrow. Many different things.
Cool. So when I started this video, I spoke about the first tool, which is just start. How do you just start working with clients? And the tool was really asking like, what do you need
To start?
to start with your clients? So just ask like, what do you need? What I can do for you? So I wonder, how did you start working with clients? Like what made you jump into the water?
Well, I guess the first thing was I went to massage therapy school and then to a Reiki academy. Also trained like private lessons with different healers and energy workers. I guess before that it was really just I enjoyed receiving that kind of work myself, so I was inspired to hold space for it. But also on my personal spiritual path, I think I got to a point eventually where I felt like I was able to hold space for other people, because I think there's often like a transition where you need to focus on yourself for a long time until you get to a certain place where you feel like you have space for actually being there for others. So when I got to that space within myself, that's when I was really open to receive clients.
Yeah. And you talked about, I felt I'm getting into this to this space, and that brings me kind of to the next tool that I talk about, is like to bring feelings into the spaces. So I wonder, like, how do you bring feelings into your work with your clients?
Feelings?
Yeah. So how do they feel safe to share about their feelings?
Oh, okay. About feeling safe. Yeah.
Not about really the specific thing about safe thing, but more about how in your spaces your clients can share about their feelings. How does feeling come into, because a lot of work, I don't know, maybe more like Reiki and stuff is more energetic, doesn't really go into what do you feel. It's more like energetic work about you. So I wonder if you do, and if yes, how do you bring like feelings into your spaces with your clients?
Well, I do end up talking quite a bit with clients, especially for past life regressions and also the group processes. And I think, the main thing about space holding is really space. So it's like leaving a lot of space for the person to go through their own process, not projecting things or giving too much advice or anything like that, but leaving a lot of room, like in silence, and just so they feel like they have the time and space to actually feel. And then just accepting whatever comes out and listening, and coming from a listening place, and then offering something out of that. For me, that's like, usually it feels like it's not coming from me, it's just like intuitive, like maybe this person needs to hear this right now. So not coming from my ego.
Yeah, thank you. That's huge. It's kind of you went advanced. So like what I hear is you're letting the space serve them, not something that comes from your box, the way you think about things, your opinions. It's really more like what I heard you say is live in a space where they can actually feel, which that is huge also. Like just live in those spaces, and then also speak. When you speak, also speak from this place that is not about yourself. It's coming from the space to serve them.
Exactly.
All right. So that's the 10 tool. We finished the whole. No, I'm kidding. We just started with the 2, but I would put it somewhere up there for the more advanced tools for working with clients. And thank you for this little on-the-go interview. I found it like just bringing whatever is in around you in the space, especially in this magical island. It's so powerful. Like, it's exactly what someone needs to hear, or what you need to find. So thank you for being found here. And if someone wants to work with you, where they can see you, or how they can find you?
Well, I'm currently living here in 𝕚𝒃𝒃.
Do you have any social media if they want to?
Not much. I'm not really I have Facebook. Marina Salonga.
Okay.
Yeah, but I kind of got rid of all my websites and everything. I don't have Instagram.
Cool.
A bit underground, but you know, if you come here to 𝕂𝕝𝒃, like I'm easy to find.
Exclusive to this video, you have interview with Marina where you cannot really find her unless you come here to 𝕂𝕝𝒃. So welcome to come here if you're looking for some hardcore training and healing and past life regression. Marina, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for finding me.
So maybe this is where you're home, this is your environment, you're holding space for yoga, trainings or singing circles or body workout, body training, personal training for people. So it's really about the body for you. It's really about how people can work with their body and have some effect on the other bodies. They can have an energetic effect. For example, after yoga, they get more focused, they get more concentration, or maybe after physical training, they get, you know, just like more muscles or more their body looks better or something. So if this is your training spot, what tool as a space holder you can take for yourself? Hint is in what I just spoke about. So the third tool that I want to talk to you about is using all your 5 bodies. Using all your 5 bodies and using in your trainings the distinction of the 5 bodies. So the distinction about the 5 bodies, shortly, there's a whole video about it that I did, but in short is that you have your physical body, your intellectual body, your emotional body, your energetic body, and your archetypal body. So the archetypal body is what is your purpose here? What are you doing? What is beyond? What is this about in life? So for example, if you're a yoga instructor, how can you bring the archetypal body in your training? You can ask your clients, what is this about really that you came here to do the yoga? Once you already become this enlightened yoga practitioner, you know, all the movements are perfect and everything is in place. All the asanas are made perfectly. What is that you're after? What is this thing that you're here for to do? Also, you can bring the intellectual aspect of that. So what did you learn about yoga? What does yoga teaches you about your life? Would you write a book about something that you learned here? So that's the intellectual aspect, except of the physical and energetic aspect that are activated in yoga. And if you're just doing a body, like there's a woman that doing a Brazilian body training here, so you can bring other bodies as well, like the emotional body we already spoke about in the last tool, but also it's like, what is this about for you to have your body look better? What is it really about? So you start to bring in your space holding in what you're doing, all the 5 bodies, in everything you do, to every space. You make sure that there's the whole 5 bodies are taken care of, and then when you do that, the space become more. Even the space goes into the archetypal, to this beyond, like magic starting to happen in your spaces. And that's what is about, because really when the 4 bodies, the first 4 bodies are in alignment, the 5 body can get activated. So if you're not connected to your feelings and your emotions, you're not going to understand what am I doing here and this purpose, and things are not going to start aligning your way, and all these synchronicities that are coming your way and directing you, you're going to just miss them. So in your spaces as a space holder, can serve your client better if you bring the 5 body's distinction is into it. All right, enjoy. Great. I'm doing that. I saw you two going at it and really great. Anyone didn't check out yet? Okay, another great tool you can do is write down your context. What is that thing that you're doing is about? Really write it down. What are you taking a stand for? What are your boundaries? What you don't want? What are the rules of engagement? How can someone join your training or you as a space holder? That's the fourth tool. And the fifth tool is to really do it about yourself. Like, what am I about? So really writing it down. Like, what am I about? What am I here for to do? What are my boundaries? What is my game plan? So you start clearing that out in yourself, and then if you're a coach, you're gonna get more clients that are drawn into that context. Me and Elena are holding space, but we're not in like authority figures, or we're not teachers or something. So it's a chance for you to own the space also, and hold space for that. And then you can also experiment with your space holding skills and get, see where your edge is with that.